Alright, B movie script part 2, except this time I have some bread. And there's all background noise because this is not a high budget channel. But before I start, I have to give a message, which is fuck Bennett. Flash forward in time and Adam is making a paper boat in the courtroom. And assuming you've done step 29 correctly, you're ready for the tub. We see that the jury have each made their own paper boats after being taught how by Adam. They all look confused. Mr. Flayman. Yes? Yes, Your Honor? Where is the rest of your team? Continues stalling. Well, Your Honor, it's interesting. Bees are trained to fly haphazardly, and as a result, we don't make very good time. I actually heard a funny story about... Your Honor, haven't these ridiculous bugs taken up enough of his court's valuable time? How much longer will we allow these absurd shenanigans to go on? They have presented no compelling evidence to support their charges against my clients, who run legitimate businesses. I move for a complete dismissal of this entire case. Mr. Flayman, I'm afraid I'm going to have to consider Mr. Montgomery's motion. But you can't. Fucking hell. But you can't. We have a terrific case. Where is your proof? Where is the evidence? Show me the smoking gun. Barry flies in through the door. Hold it, Your Honor. You want a smoking gun? Here is your smoking gun. Vanessa walks in holding a bee smoker. She sets it down on the judge's podium. What is that? It's a bee smoker. Well, it's lucky then that you said bee smoker. Picks up smoker. What? This? This harmless little contraption? This couldn't hurt a fly, let alone a bee. Montgomery accidentally fires at the bees in the crowd and they faint and cough. Dozens of reporters start taking pictures of the suffering bees. Look at what has happened to the bees who have never been asked, smoking or none. Is this what nature intended for us? To be forcibly addicted to smoke machines and man-made wooden slat work camps, living out our lives as honey slaves to the white man? Barry points to the honey industry owners. One of them is an African American, so he awkwardly separates himself from the others. Did not the 1950s. What are we gonna do? He's playing the species card. Ladies and gentlemen, please, free these bees. Free the bees, free the bees, free the bees, free the bees, free the bees. The court finds in favor of the bees. Vanessa, we won. I knew you could do it. High five. Vanessa hits Barry hard because her hand is too big. Yeah, no shit. Sorry, overjoyed. I'm okay. You know what this means? All the honey will finally belong to the bees. Now we won't have to work so hard all the time. This is an unholy perversion, I don't know, of the balance of nature. Benson, you'll regret this. Montgomery leaves and Barry goes outside the courtroom. Several reporters start asking Barry questions. Barry, how much honey is out there? All right, one at a time. Barry, who are you wearing? My sweater is Ralph Lauren and I have no pants. Barry flies outside. Barry flies outside with the paparazzi and Adam and Vanessa stay back. To Vanessa, what if Montgomery is right? What do you mean? We've been living the bee way a long time, 27 million years. Flash forward in time and Barry's talking to a man. Congratulations on your victory. What will you demand as a settlement? First, we'll demand a complete shutdown of all bee work camps. As Barry is talking, we see a montage of men putting clothes tape over the work camps and freezing the bees in the crappy apartments. Then we want back the honey that was ours to begin with, every last drop. Men in suits are pushing all the honey of the aisle and into carts. We demand an end to the glorification of the bear as anything more. We see a statue of a bear-shaped honey container being pulled out by bees. Then a filthy, smelly, bad breath stink machine. We're well aware of what they do in the woods. We see Winnie the Pooh sharing his honey with Piglet in the crosshairs of a high-tech sniper rifle. Okay. Looking through binoculars. Wait for my signal. Take him out. When he gets hit by a tranquilizer dart and dramatically falls off the log he was standing on, his tongue hanging out. Piglet looks at Pooh in fear and the sniper takes the honey. He'll have nausea for a few hours, then he'll be fine. Flash forward in time. And we will no longer tolerate B-negative nicknames. Mr. Sting is sitting at home until he is taken out of his house by the men in suits. But it's just a print about stage name. Unnecessary inclusion of hurry and bogus health products and la-di-da human tea time snack garnishments. An old lady is mixing honey into her tea, but suddenly men in suits smash her face down the table and take the honey. Good. Can't breathe. Oh, Jesus. A honey truck pulls up to Barry's hive. Bring it in, boys. Hold it right there. Good. Tap it. Tons of honey is being pumped into the hive's storage. Honey overflows from the cup. Mr. Buzzball, we just passed 3 cups and there's gallons more coming. I think we need to shut down. Shut down? We never shut down. Shut down honey production. Stop making honey! The bees all leave their stations. 2 bees run to a room and they put the keys into a machine. Turn your keys, sir. 2 worker bees dramatically turn their keys, which opens the button which they press, shutting down the honey making machine. This is the first time this has ever happened. What do we do now? Flash forward in time and the bees manage to jump into a pool of honey. Cannonball! The bee gets stuck in the honey and we get a short montage of bees leaving work. We see the pollen jocks flying, but one of them gets a call on his antenna. Through phone. We're shutting honey production. Mission abort. Aborting pollination and nectar detail. Returning to base. The pollen jocks fly back to the hive. We get a time-lapse of Central Park slowly whittling away as all the bees relax. Adam, you wouldn't believe how much honey was out there. Oh yeah? What's going on? Where is everybody? The entire street is deserted. Are they out celebrating? They're home. They don't know what to do. Laying out, sleeping in. I heard your Uncle Carl was on his way to San Antonio for cricket. At least we got our honey back. Sometimes I think, so what if humans liked our honey? Who wouldn't? It's the greatest thing in the world. I was excited to be part making it. This is my new desk. This is my new job. I wanted to do it really well, and now I can't. Flash forward in time and Barry is talking to Vanessa. I don't understand why they're not happy. I thought their lives would be better. They're doing nothing. It's amazing. Honey really changes people. You don't have any idea what's going on, do you? What did you want to show me? Vanessa takes Barry to the rooftop where they first had coffee and points to her store. This points at her flowers. They are all grey and whittling. What happened here? That is not the half of it. Small flash forward in time and Vanessa and Barry are on the roof of her store and she points to Central Park. We see that Central Park is no longer green and colourful, rather it is grey, brown and dead-like. It is very depressing to look at. Oh no, oh my, they're all whittling. Doesn't look very good, does it? No. And whose fault do you think that is? You know, I'm going to guess bees. Staring at Barry. Bees? Specifically, me. I didn't think bees not needing to make honey would affect all these things. It's not just flowers, fruits, vegetables, they all need bees. That's our whole SAT test right there. Take away produce, that affects the entire animal kingdom. And then, of course, the human species. So if there's no more pollination, it could all just go south here, couldn't it? I know this is also partly my fault. How about a suicide pact? How do we do it? I'll sting you, you step on me. That just kills you twice. Right. Listen, Barry, sorry, but I gotta get going. Vanessa leaves. To himself. I had to open my mouth and talk. Vanessa, why are you leaving? Where are you going? Vanessa is getting into a taxi. To the final tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena. They've moved it to this weekend because all the flowers are dying. It's the last chance I'll ever have to see it. Vanessa, I just want to say I'm sorry. I never meant it to turn out like this. I know, me neither. The taxi starts to drive away. Tournament of Roses. Roses can't do sports. Wait a minute. Roses! Vanessa! Barry flies after the taxi. Roses! Barry? Barry is flying outside the window of the taxi. Roses are flowers. Yes, they are. Flowers, bees, pollen. I know. That's why this is the last parade. Maybe not. Could you ask him to slow down? Could you slow down? The taxi driver screeches to a stop and Barry keeps flying forward. Barry! Barry flies back to the window. Okay, I made a huge mistake. This is a total disaster, all my fault. Yes, it kind of is. I've ruined the planet. I wanted to help you with the flower shop. I've made it worse. Actually, it's completely closed down. I thought maybe you were remodeling, but I have another idea, and it's greater than my previous ideas combined. I don't want to hear it. Alright, they have the roses have the pollen. I know every bee, plant, and flower bud in this park. All we gotta do is get what they've got back here. What? All we gotta do is get what they've got back here with we've got. I don't know what the hell that sentence means. Bees, park, pollen, flowers, repollination. Across the nation, Tournament of Roses, Pasadena, California, they've got nothing but flowers, floats, and cotton candy. Security will be tight. I have an idea. Flash forward in time, Vanessa is about to board a plane which has all the roses on board. Vanessa Bloom, FTD, holds that badge. Official floral business. It's real. Sorry, ma'am. Nice brooch. Thank you. It was a gift. Barry is revealed to be hiding inside the brooch. Flashback in time, and Barry and Vanessa are discussing their plan. Once inside, we just picked the right float. How about the princess and the pea? I could be the princess and you could be the pea. Yes, I got it. Where should I sit? What are you? I believe on the pea. The pea? It goes on the mattress. Not in this fairy tale, sweetheart. I'm getting the marshal. You do that. This whole parade is a fiasco. Let's see what this baby will do. Vanessa drives the float through traffic. Hey, what are you doing? Then all we do is blend in with traffic without arousing suspicion. Once at the airport, there's no stopping us. Flash forward in time, and Barry and Vanessa are about to get on a plane. Stop. Security. You and your insect pack your float? Yes. Has it been in your possession the entire time? Yes. Would you remove your shoes? To Barry. Remove your stinger. It's part of me. I know, just having some fun. Enjoy your flight. Barry pulling with Vanessa. Then if we're lucky, we'll have just enough pollen to do the job. Flash forward in time, and Barry and Vanessa are flying on the plane. Can you believe how lucky we are? We have just enough pollen to do the job. I think this is gonna work. It's got to work. On intercom. Attention passengers, this is Captain Scott. We have a bit of bad weather in New York. It looks like we'll experience a couple hours delay. Barry, these are cut flowers with no water. They'll never make it. I gotta get up there and talk to them. Be careful. Barry flies right outside the cockpit door. Can I get help in the Sky Mall magazine? I'd like to order the talking inflatable nose and ear hair trimmer. The flight attendant opens the door and walks out, and Barry flies into the cockpit unseen. Captain, I'm in a real situation. What did you say, Hal? Nothing. Scott notices Barry and freaks out. B! No, don't freak out. My entire species. Captain Scott gets out of his seat and tries to suck Barry into a handheld vacuum, which happens to be in the cockpit. So Scott, what are you doing? Barry lands on Hal's head, but Scott sees him. He tries to suck up Barry, but instead he sucks up Hal's toupee. Oh, jeez. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I'm an attorney. Harry doesn't know Barry's on his head. Who's an attorney? Don't move. Scott hits Hal in the face with the vacuum in an attempt to hit Barry. Hal is knocked out and he falls on the life raft button, which launches an inflatable boat into Scott, who gets knocked out and falls to the floor. They are both unconscious. Nice one, Barry. To himself. Oh, Barry. On intercom, with southern accent. Oh, how do I do that? Good afternoon, passengers. This is your captain. Would a Miss Vanessa Bloom in 24B please report to the cockpit? Vanessa looks confused. Normal accent. And please hurry. Vanessa opens the door and sees the life raft and the unconscious pilots. What happened here? I tried to talk to them, but then there was a dustbuster, a toupee, and a life raft exploded. Now one's bowled, one's in a boat, and they're both unconscious. Is that another B joke? No one's flying the plane. Through radio and plane. This is JFK Control Tower, Flight 356. What's your status? This is Vanessa Bloom. I'm a florist from New York. Where's the pilot? He's unconscious, and so is the co-pilot. Not good. Does anyone on board have flight experience? As a matter of fact, there is. Who's that? Barry Benson. From the honey trial? Oh, great. Vanessa, this is nothing more than a big metal bee. It's got giant wings, huge engines. I can't fly a plane. Why not? Isn't John Travolta a pilot? Yes. How hard could it be? Vanessa sits down and flies for a little bit, but we see lightning clouds outside the window. Wait, Barry. We're headed into some lightning. An ominous lightning storm looms in front of the plane. We are now watching the B News. This is Bob Bumble. We have some late breaking news from JFK Airport, where a suspenseful scene is developing. Barry Benson, fresh from his legal victory, that's Barry, is attempting to land a plane loaded with people, flowers, and an incapacitated flight crew. Janet, Martin, Uncle, Carl, and Adam. Oh shit. Flowers? The scene switches to the human news. Talking with Bob Bumble. We have a storm in the area and 2 individuals at the controls with absolutely no flight experience. Just a minute. There's a bee on that plane. I'm quite familiar with Mr. Benson and his no account I don't know what that word is. They've done enough damage. But isn't he your only hope? Technically, a bee shouldn't be able to fly at all. Their wings are too small. Through radio. Haven't we heard this a million times? The surface area of the wings and body mass make no sense. Gets on the air. Got it. Stand by. We're going live. Through radio and TV. The way we work may be a mystery to you. Making honey takes a lot of bees doing a lot of small jobs. But let me tell you about a small job. If you do it well, it makes a big difference. More than we realize. To us, to everyone. That's why I want to get bees back to working together. That's the bee way. We're not made of jello. We get behind a fellow, black and yellow. Hello. The scene switches and Barry is teaching Vanessa how to fly. Left, right, down, hover. Hover? Forget hover. This isn't so hard, pretending to honk the horn. Beep, 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 beep. A lightning bolt hits the plane and autopilot turns off. Barry, what happened? Wait, I think we were on autopilot the whole time. That may have been helping me. And now we're not. So it turns out I cannot fly a plane. The plane plummets, but we see Lulu Duva and the pollen jocks, along with multiple other bees flying towards the plane. All of you, let's get behind this fellow. Move it out. Move out. The scene switches back to Vanessa and Barry in the plane. Our only chance is if I do what I'll do. You copy me with the wings of the plane. Barry sticks out his arms like an airplane and flies in front of Vanessa's face. Don't have to yell. I'm not yelling. We're in a lot of trouble. It's very hard to concentrate with that panicky tone in your voice. It's not a tone. I'm panicking. I can't do this. Barry slaps Vanessa. Vanessa, pull yourself together. You have to snap out of it. Slaps Barry. You snap out of it. Slaps Vanessa. You snap out of it. You snap out of it. You snap out of it. We see that all the pollen jocks are flying under the plane. Jesus Christ. You snap out of it. 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 Hold it. Why? Come on, it's my turn. How is the plane flying? The plane is now safely flying. I don't know. Barry's antennae rings like a phone. Barry picks up. Hello? Through phone. Benson, got any flowers for a happy occasion in there? All of the pollen jocks are carrying the plane. The pollen jocks, they do get behind a fellow. Black and yellow. Hello. Alright, let's drop this tin can on the blacktop. Where? I can't see anything. Can you? No, nothing. It's all cloudy. Come on. You got to think bee, Barry. Thinking bee, thinking bee. On the runway, there are millions of bees laying on their backs. Thinking bee, thinking bee, thinking bee! Wait a minute. I think I'm feeling something. Ooh. What? I don't know. It's strong, pulling me, like a 27-million-year-old instinct. Bring the nose down. Thinking bee, thinking bee, thinking bee. What in the world is on the tarmac? Get some lights on that. It is revealed that all the bees are organized into a giant pulsating flower formation. Again? Thinking bee, thinking bee, thinking bee. That's something outside. Vanessa, aim for the flower. Okay. Out the engines. We're going in on bee power. Ready, boys? Affirmative. Good, good. Easy now. That's it. Land on that flower. Ready? Full reverse. Spin it around. The plane's nose is pointed at a flower painted on a nearby plane. Not that flower. The other one. Which one? That flower. The plane is now pointed at a fat guy in a flowered shirt. He freaks out and tries to take a picture of the plane. I'm aiming at the flower. That's a fat guy in a flowered shirt. I mean the giant pulsating flower made of millions of bees. The plane hovers over the bee flower. Pull forward, nose down, tail up, rotate it around it. This is insane, Barry. This is the only way I know how to fly. Am I a cuckoo, or is this plane flying in an insect-like pattern? The plane is unrealistically hovering and spinning over the bee flower. Get your nose in there, don't be afraid, smell it. Full reverse, just drop it, be a part of it. Aim for the center, now drop it in, woman, come on already. The bees scatter and the plane safely lands. Barry, we did it, you taught me how to fly. Yes. Vanessa is about to high-five Barry. No high five. Man, this is bad for throat. Right. Barry, it worked. Did you see the giant flower? What giant flower? Where? Of course I saw the flower. That was genius. Thank you. But we're not done yet. Listen, everyone. This runway is covered with the last pollen from the last flowers available anywhere on Earth. That means this is our last chance. We're the only ones who make honey, pollinate flowers, and just like this. If we're going to survive as a species, this is our moment. What do you say? Are you going to be bees, or just Museum of Natural History keychains? We're bees! Bee who likes keychains. Keychain! Then follow me, except keychain. Hold on, Barry. Here, you've earned this. Yeah, I'm a pollen jock, and it's a perfect fit. All I gotta do are the sleeves. The pollen jock throws Barry a nectar collecting gun. Barry catches it. Oh yeah, that's our Barry. Here comes the sun. Starts playing. Barry and the pollen jocks get pollen from the flowers on the plane. Flash forward in time, and the pollen jocks are flying over New York City. Barry pollinates the flowers in Vanessa's shop and then heads to Central Park. Priorities, I suppose. What a simp. Mom, the bees are back. Putting on his Krellman hat. If anybody needs to make a call, now's the time. I got a feeling we'll be working late tonight. The bee honey factory is back up and running. Meanwhile, at Vanessa's shop, it's a customer. Here's your change. Have a great afternoon. Can I help? Who's next? Would you like some honey with that? It is bee approved. Don't forget these. There is a room in the shop where Barry does legal work for other animals. He's currently talking to the cow. Milk, cream, cheese, it's all me, and I don't see a nickel. Sometimes I just feel like a piece of meat. Pro-veganism. I had no idea. Barry, I'm sorry. Have you got a moment? Would you excuse me? My mosquito associate will help you. Sorry I'm late. Oh, it's the guy from earlier. He's a lawyer too? Ma'am, I was already a blood-sucking parasite. All I needed was a briefcase. Have a great afternoon, Barry. I just got this huge tulip order, and I can't get them anywhere. No problem, Benny. Just leave it to me. You're a lifesaver, Barry. Can I help? Who's next? Alright, scramble jocks, it's time to fly. Thank you, Barry. Ken walks by on the sidewalk and sees the bee-approved honey in Vanessa's shop. That bee is living my life. Let it go, Kenny. When will this nightmare end? Let it all go. Beautiful day to fly. Sure is. Between you and me, I was dying to get out of that office. Barry recreates the scene near beginning of the movie where he flies through the box kite. The movie fades to black and the credits begin. It's spelled wrong. Here comes the sun stops playing. Thinking B plays over the credits. After credits. No scene can be seen, but the characters can be heard talking over the credits. You have got to start thinking B, my friend. Thinking B. Me? Thinking B ends as Barry interrupts. Talking over singer. Hold it. Let's just stop for a second. Hold it. I'm sorry. Everyone, can we stop here? Oh, Barry. I'm not making a major life decision during the production number. Alright, take 10, everybody. Wrap it up, guys. I had virtually no rehearsal for that. And that is it for the B movie. Holy shit. Well, you know what? There's 2 pieces of bread. I'm just gonna eat it. You can listen to it. Oh, fuck. Tip Top Bakery. Nice. Pretty good bread. It's high in fiber, vitamins and minerals, and source of protein. Is it just me, or is the crust underrated? Shut up, birds. Pretty good bread. I'm gonna end it there. See ya.